obviously pleased with the outcome. We've got a lot to work on. It's good to get our young offensive line. We got them about 73 snaps tonight, which is a full game generally, and we needed that. We needed to work. Same way with Gaven and Pick. We got Pick a lot of work, and we got some younger kids a lot of work. So overall happy. Certainly we've got a lot of work, a lot of things to clean up. And next week's game is up at Marist, and we haven't beaten them. We've become close, but we haven't beaten them at Marist, and they're a tough opponent. So it only gets harder, but the neat thing about this is it reinforces all the things we've been doing to get this result. And the reason, as I told the kids afterwards, that we have the result we got was the way we do things and how we take every day and try to make championship decisions every day. And we can't let off on that if we want to be a great team. So really pleased with the leadership of the team. And they're having fun playing. I mean, it's pretty obvious when someone has a big play, everyone gets excited. And I thought they did a good job of playing with a lot of passion, but not with a lot of emotion. And by that I mean they kept their emotions under check. There were times where some retaliation things were going on, and overall, we did a pretty good job of walking away and keeping our composure. So overall, a nice win. We got some stuff to do. He's going to go back and be upset with a couple reads that he made. There's a couple of reads I thought he should have pulled it rather than give it. The other thing was there was a communication that made Gav look bad, but there's some communication. He changed the play at the line of scrimmage, and the check didn't get all the way out to the receiver, so the wrong route was there. We ended up throwing a pick or getting a sack and a fumble or something like that. And so, again, a lot of things we can clean up, but overall, mechanically, we played pretty well, and I'm really proud of all the turnovers we got on defense. That was huge, and that's what we emphasize every day. I thought overall defensively played pretty well. I thought we did a good job of running the football. I mean, even when you looked, and we're playing with some younger guys in the third and fourth quarter, there's 11 guys around the ball all the time, and that's going to be really fun to point out as a coach, because if you're running the ball and playing as hard as you can, lights out, and have a great technique, you got a good chance to have good things happen. I don't think we had rhythm early on. I thought we made some really good plays early on, but when guys were coming to the sideline, there were still some corrections we had to make, some communications issues. Our offensive line overall, I thought, played really well, given the lack of experience that we had. Now, based on film last year, they did very similar things. So the nice thing is the game plan we had we didn't have to make a ton of adjustments. We had to make a couple. They were slanting the line a certain way, so we had to make some adjustments in our run game, and we got to be able to run the ball more effectively earlier in the game. But overall, I thought our coaches did a great job. And the other part that I want to mention is, we came out of this thing pretty clean injury-wise, and there's a reason, because our strength and conditioning program is phenomenal, and we were stronger. I thought we were in better shape. We had a couple cramping issues, but overall, our kids did a great job of even though they played with a very high intensity, we did not sustain many injuries, and I thought they were playing to the echo of the whistle. We didn't show any signs of fatigue. I think so, and I think here's the other thing. It's not like Gavin's slow. I mean, he can take it and he can get us 8 to 10 yards when he pulls the ball, which is great. But Pick certainly does have that running dimension, and he's a big body. I mean, he's 6'3" or 4" and 225 pounds and hard to bring down. And it was nice to see him get that. I thought on the second series he looked to do the same thing, and maybe not quite the right decision to do that. But that's what a young quarterback needs to learn. And the neat thing about our two quarterbacks is, much like last year, they work together so well that it's about the team getting better, and they work hard to help each other get better, because they know whoever's running the show, the burden falls on them to score. Yeah, well, I mean, when you look at a couple big runs, Leary, I think, is going to be a really good back, and I think obviously Dream had a good time. I thought Chase Blackman just came out of the woodwork and really ran well to kind of spark us there when I thought we were stuttering a little bit, and then so overall, when you rush for 311 yards, that's a good day. Don't misunderstand me. And it's not like we're running, the triple option. So that's gratifying, and hopefully it makes us harder to defend with the fact that if you're playing assignment football, it certainly opens up the passing game for us. I laughed and I gave him a hard time about that. As soon as he got the pick, he went right down. He wasn't chancing getting hurt again. And I thought one of the things I thought he played a lot faster tonight than he had in practice. And one of the things he was worried about is having lost a step maybe from the surgeries. And I didn't see that tonight. I thought he played really well. And him getting us lined up and all the other things that he does as a leader out there, it was really fun to see him coming back out there. The other person who had Peter Katz getting his interception. He's a senior. He's been wanting an interception and had one almost in the first quarter, I think, and didn't get it. And that last one, he just said, "Coach, I was going fair catch. I'm catching that, and I was going right to the ground. I was not going to risk not getting that pick." So the thing that I would point out is, I've been on the other side of the field when the scores are reversed, and our kids, I thought, handle themselves very well, but most importantly, they're having fun doing it. I mentioned that earlier, but they're having fun, and they really are excited for each other when the next guy makes the play. And if you look at how we were lining up on defense, every one of those defensive backs were freshmen in the fourth quarter, and there's going to be some really good players in there. And so I think the future is bright, but we got to remember what got us here, all the hard work and the self-criticism that we can look at ourselves on film and don't just look at the long runs, look at the ones we can get better at each time. And I think if we can stay grounded like that, we got to be better next week than we were this week. And if we can continue to improve each week, at the end of the year, we'll turn back around and think we had a pretty good season.
I mean, overall, first game and coming off a short week. I was pretty pleased with the performance. Backs ran pretty well. We rushed the ball pretty well. Some big plays made by some receivers there. Overall, I was really, really pleased with the O-line. I mean, really limited pressures tonight, hardly at all. I think 1 sack. Overall, I think it was a great job. For a first game, I think you're always a little leery, and they were throwing a lot of different things at us early on. Didn't really play us the way we thought they were going to play us, and they're just kind of moving around. So it took us a little bit to figure out what they're doing. So overall, pretty good performance. So I think for everybody, whether it's your first college start or your 6th year coming back, it's different. So just getting used to that speed again and getting hit. I know for me it was like, you're kind of waiting and waiting and waiting. When am I finally going to get hit? And then you get one and you're like, all right, now I'm good. Well, I think it's a testament to what our O-line's doing. Up front, those guys are young guys, and one guy playing out of position with Brownie over there. But overall, I mean, I think as far as what they're doing up front schematically, it's really impressive the way they're moving people off the ball tonight. That was really good to see. As far as our running backs, though, those guys they're animals. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They've been really doing that all fall camp with Leary and Jareem and Chase and even Bryce when he's back too. We really have a stable back there, so I'm really, really excited to see where that takes us this year, and I think it's going to open up a lot of the play action game and just pass game further on down the line. People are going to have to play both. Yeah, no, it was, they played the perfect coverage for that play. We, it's funny. As soon as I took